years, and you know what? So far today, he is 25 kills. He's well ahead of everyone else. The next closest on 18, both from his side and the other. Shocks, Lucky, and Fallen all on that total. Speaking of Lucky, he's the one that needs to step out now. Pull some of the aggro away from Shocks for exactly that reason, because they're all over. What a reaction from Cold. That AK, he gets both, and they're not lined up. That's not a lineup. That's two taps at different angles.
I told you, ColdZera on the T side of Inferno can be absolutely wild. We'll see whether he can continue the form here. And so they make their way towards middle. They've only got 30 seconds remaining. Jax towards top of middle. It's KennyS looking to find the next kill. Perfectly done. Someone had to be active there at the start of the round. It's worked out for him. Falls back towards the bomb site here. Can he find Taco as well? He'll actually have to drop a smoke or a Molotov out. We'll see. KennyS just looking to get in that position where he can play off his teammate.
Watch Jax, though. Kenny's blind, but Jax swung out exactly when they were committing. Oh, no, Cold. He's done so much good work with the AK to open the round. He takes down his teammate, but he might still get away with this. Oh, he's run out of time. He couldn't get there at all. Body, he's going to hold it off. Cold knows it, and Body's won the round. It's 13-10. No money, but he keeps the AK-47. And they'll be able to buy around that, so it's actually not the worst case in the world. He's still got a bomb plant down for a little bit of personal money, but still nothing beyond that.
G2 have broken double digits at this point. We'll see if they can continue here. That was another partial buy from MIBR, but they had the AK. This fantastic work from ColdZera. That's absolutely beautiful. Not enough time to win out the round, though, and killing his teammate. And it must have been a moment of madness. Quite open there. No CTs, just so in the zone. Hit it for a couple of HP, and down he went. Didn't have to win the round off that one, but we'll see as the next round continues. AKs are out once again. ColdZera does have armor after investing in the previous round. His money's absolutely fine. And here's Lucky. Aggressive again. Seems to have found his confidence. He's like willing to take aggressive duels now and actually winning a lot of them.
Well, and the AWP, that's a skill that, sure, I knew he was going to be playing on the double op. We'd seen hints of it, but this game, he's been spectacular. Doesn't have it to work with this time on B, so he held the angle for the boost at mid-wall. He's backed off this time directly into Emo, so he's very passive on the B side. No one, in fact, in Banana at all, and Phelps is going to welcome himself to that. He's starting to check that out, so watch to see if MIBR falls back with that information. 4-man rotation to A, and Phelps might just make contact. If he does, and they wrap, they've got to get by Body, because they could have exploited a mid to B split. The problem is, that's exactly where the second player from A is gone, so they've got the stance. Body's run out of ammo, where that was another kill. And he tries to get him back in.
Doing the damage, it seems. Body calls for backup from KennyS here. The AWP not landing as many shots, but the USB certainly is. They got the bomb down towards the arch side. The 5 versus 2. KennyS is just relentless at this stage. It's another clean sweep for G2 here. That's not looking too good for MIBR. This is where they really start to slow down. When their defaults stop working, they lose a couple of clutches. Their Inferno T side can be questionable at points. It's been this case for a couple of years now. If they have the momentum and everything's going great, it looks fantastic. But as soon as they get hit with a few rounds, a couple of resets, they start to drop off. G2 are certainly back in this game now, as KennyS is finding his confidence too. 18 kills to his name. You can see him getting fired up. It means a lot. And we've got a lot to prove at this major, I suppose.
Kenny is known, I mean, you go back to 2015 in Cologne, the major. They didn't quite win in the final. He was crying on stage. He's been in games before where he's playing absolutely out of his mind, and you wonder how the hell he can even aim the mouse because he's shaking with so much adrenaline. He's been on both sides of the emotional table in terms of upset and jubilation, but now it's just about digging deep for these guys, and if they can beat MIBR and go 2-1,
yeah,
that's remarkable.
Inferno
for
again.
Both sides, for G2 and for MIBR to be down 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's weird that MIBR, these best of ones, keep landing here. Like, from the results and the games we cast, it just doesn't seem like a spectacular map for them. But either way, it is going to be a partial round once again. CZs and Deagles, we saw what KennyS was capable of with the Deagle previously. And unfortunately, Phelps won't have a chance to show us what he's capable of. The nades land and take him down.
That's a pretty good read, because they threw a Molotov, which, if it was early, you'd expect no one to be up that high in Banana. But they thought there was a chance one got by, so they nade struck the top of it, thinking if they got any damages all from the Molotov, they'll get him. So they actually worked that out pretty smartly. Fur with 1 on Body, but burned from the grave. Body gets revenge. It's the advantage still then to G2.
Couldn't really access the bomb side there at all. They were going to commit towards B, but the Molotov held them off. Jack's in second middle, waiting for this retreat. Nice shot from Taco. At least makes this round possible for them now. He has the AUG at this point, smoking towards the arch side. It just about blooms in time. He goes down to 45, and here's the bomb on his back. His teammate coldzera waiting towards B, looking to take down this low HP Lucky. He might be able to do that, or to sneak through spawn and see if he can pincer the A side.
Deagle. Inside water already. Can actually catch Lucky off. He had no idea he was in that far. He was still watching the entrance point. Doesn't want to go get the gun, smartly so. Smokes it off. That would have given him a chance to get there perhaps, but didn't want the risk of getting sprayed down. And Kenny's already spotted that he's gone toward ruins. He himself, though, tagged to 55. Has to be very careful and aware of the fact that Taco should be arriving at any point. He has, and he'll plant with 8 seconds. He knows there's a gun in the back of the site. And he's got the AUG to work with. Cold. Kenny's already spotted him, remember. He's just holding ruins. That means Kenny either has to go aggressive with the AWP and catch off Cold, or work back around and go CT. Cold figures he's still there because Taco's not Cold. He's gone any further. Gets the deagle shot, and Shox might just bail. He might just grab the op and work his way out. Not a ton of money on the CT side, and Cold's denying that as well. Spectacular.
That's his 30th kill. They come in with a partial buy, and we know they can be dangerous with the pistols, but coldzera's deagle sometimes can be absolutely world-class, and that's a perfect example of it, as he manages to pick them off one by one. Lovely awareness as well. They're in a 2 versus 3 situation. He crawls in towards B, knowing that one player's there. He's got no health at all, gets himself towards the pool position, waits for his moment, and at this stage manages to juke out KennyS there and finish off Shox as well. Absolutely astonishing work. That's to be 14-11. Another buy for G2 here. They've had a lot of rounds in a row, but they have been close. Scoreboard's coming through. Body 12 and 21. He has lost 6 of the 7 opening duels for them.
Yeah, that's not ideal. MIBR just 2 rounds away. Kenny, he's going to fight forward. Molotov behind. This position's brilliant. They're going to get one and get away cleanly as well. And with the boost, they get one, but body. There you go. That's much better. Turns it around and finds 2. Fallen and Taco go down. They spotted one at the top of the stairs, not the other. And it is just Cold and Phelps to go against Lucky at B. Oh, he's fully blind. Phelps just barely spotted. Just barely got the vision back. He'll go down before he reaches safety, and it's all onto Cold now.
It really is. He certainly can get a bomb down here. That's probably as good as it gets. We'll see. As he holds up, looking for that plant. They're going to stick together. Surely he can't get both. There's the first, but won't suspect the second. As soon as he goes for this plant, he'll be taken down.
I thought he was going to repeat it. I thought he was going to absolutely style on Lucky. 14-12. The important thing to note about that, 5 rounds in a row, that's a full reset. So MIBR, they're fortunate because the round they won, they didn't invest in to have some residual cash. Fallen, he's got 44. He's not quite in op range. Cold has 57. They've gone for the solo AK before. Okay, they're going to do 2 this time.
You can't really argue the results. If coldzera is playing like he is and he's confident, says, I want to buy this, I want to give it a go, you just let him get on with it. It's a really scary prospect at this point. If you give this round up, you're going to have to take an eco next, and that will tie things up at 14-14. But they're looking to answer back quickly here.
Yeah, they want to break G2. And it's not a bad call because they've got 2 rounds. If this was 14-13, I'd say take the save, because otherwise you run the risk of giving them map points. So they've got just enough to do this. Now, whether or not it pays off, that's another story. Fallen is going to be selfless as well. He bought the AK. He's got enough skill, we know that, to play it, but he gives it to Fur, the other explosive player on the roster. Back to the old MIBR, certainly showing signs of it. Like you say, 31 kills for Cold. That's more what we're used to.
That is much more like him. But can he make it dent in round number 27 here? It's 14-12 in favor of MIBR. They've got towards the end of the apartments, and Body just waiting for flashbangs here. Aggressive position. Taken back somewhat. KennyS watching middle. Terrorists do have a couple of smokes and flashbangs here, as they'll flash towards middle now. KennyS does miss a shot.
Oh my. I am so surprised they get out on this, because they had 4-man with crossfires on both sides of mid, and yet it falls apart. Shox gets one back on Fallen, but the explosion from the apartments is what's going to win them this round. Unless Shox can somehow get in, he's got to be so sly. Smokes down toward library. He pretty much has to hold this position because he has no teammates. Lucky wants to push to get him information. He wants to try and get through the smoke quickly. The kid is on his back, however. So if he goes through and dies, that's further that they have to go to get the defuse. And look at how many players are inside the site for MIBR.
They're waiting for that flashbang. Shoxy makes his move, but only good for one. The stack on the site completely shuts them down. But coldzera, he will continue to find frags here, and it looks like KennyS will be removed as well. How many kills is this boy going to find? 34 now, and another partial by victory to find the 15th round for MIBR.
And it breaks the bank. G2's got very little to work with. That's a brilliant call to force buy on that round. And again, it comes from the fact that they won with little weapons. Cold gets a spectacular, a phenomenal deagle round. It gets them an AUG that they carry over. That little bit of extra money. Sure, they lose the next round, but it means that's one more gun, essentially, they didn't buy, and it showed, because Cold had 5,700 last round. AKs and UMPs, and a victory, perhaps for the map as well. Just one to go.
XIII at the play today. Oh my goodness, still regulation. He's got 34 kills. Presumably they close it out here. coldzera has been on an absolute Counter-Strike clinic today. Always does an Inferno. I'm not super confident in MIBR's ability as a team to play this map, but him as an individual, he always seems to pull out all the stops. All for Fallen now, up against, not a lot to be honest, G2 with 1 M4, 3 pistols, an SMG, bare bones utility, and no kits. You can see how low they are. No helmets purchased. Won't be a big deal against these AKs. It's still indicative as to where they're at right now, as MIBR look to close things out with a B execution here. You're going to see Shoxy, the only rifle, playing the B site. He has no grenades map. Nothing at all. If he multi-frags this, he is a god.
Smokes, flashes, Molotovs. Molotovs, we know this is exactly what MIBR used to do in the old days. You clear out both orange sides, and the addition of Emo, they've got that back. This is old school. This is 2016 strat from MIBR, and it's worked out perfectly. They knew they only had to worry about the middle of the site. That's exactly where Shox was.
That's exactly what it's designed to do, just eradicate all danger around the bomb site. They can focus and hone in on the key points in our Molotovs. This should be it now. That's the only rifle going down for G2. It is map and indeed match point, as now the retake begins with UMPs and pistols.
This game's got an old school feel to it. G2, Kenny and Shox performing. You've got old MIBR back in form, and with the victory, 16-12. Not to discount the Youngblood either. I'm impressed with Lucky and Jax, both of them finally having a better game than we've seen so far, but nonetheless, it's 2-1 for the Brazilians, and I do think overnight they definitely made some adjustments and talked things over. Maybe Taco was right. Maybe it was a little bit of nerves getting back to an all-Portuguese-speaking lineup.
Well, coldzera certainly wasn't nervous at all. He finishes the game on 34 frags and 18 deaths. He was the absolute powerhouse behind the team there, making sure the clutches came in their favor, and that wasn't an easy game. G2 didn't roll over at all. They lost both pistols. They managed to have a resurgence in both paths and actually had some excellent gun rounds. They can take a lot of information away from that and hopefully build upon it. They're 1-2 now, but not out of the tournament.
Exactly. Not out of the tournament. They switched to best of threes. In fact, both teams switched to best of threes. All deciders and all elimination matches are exactly that. In other words, today, with the one-on-one matches, are the end of our best of ones. We've got one going on the B stream currently. We've got one more on either stream, and then we get to judgments. There'll be some teams going home as early as today, and we'll have some teams moving on 3-0 as well, which means they'll have lots of time to prepare for next week.
That preparation, especially you get to watch all the games as they develop and see your rivals and what they're up to. It's MIBR who will be taking the victory here. We've got plenty more Counter-Strike action for you.
That's the smiles we want to see from MIBR as well. Cold looks pleased. That's a better performance from him, undoubtedly. Fallen rather. Working with Zeus. We know the communication between them is legendary. They're back together. That's another story, not just the players. But speaking of Taco and being back on MIBR, he's standing by with Frankie.
Hello, Taco. Well, welcome back to MIBR. I know you've been practicing with the guys since the end of last year. How does it feel to be back with your mates?
It's really good, and yesterday was not a really good for us. It was not the way we expected, but we were all nervous. So yeah, I'm really happy to be back with the guys. Yeah, let's try to make history again.
And speaking of the nerves, I feel like you had a much more confident start today. Would that be right?
Can you repeat? Because my teammates are really loud outside.
Guys. Boys, we're trying to do an interview here. I know you're excited. You played a lot better than yesterday. Congratulations, but I need to talk to Taco about it. Now, Taco. Yesterday, very nervous. Today, how did you feel?
Today we were really calm. Even though some situations, some rounds we threw away, yeah, we had the control of this game, I felt like, at least. Of course, we have a lot to improve, but our mindset, talking about our mindset for today, was really great. Everyone was really calm, so yeah, let's go step by step. Let's keep going.
And I just want to ask you as well, because I know you were in Liquid, you learnt this NA player style, and you're trying to bring it back and insert it into this roster. So how is that blend of the styles going?
This is something that it's hard to talk about because we are still figuring out the way we're gonna play. Of course, we have that Brazilian style, and of course we're gonna have a little bit of it. But I don't know, CSGO changed a lot, and you know, we are still trying to learn the best way to play. We are a super new team, but yeah, I think the style that we use in 2017 it still works a lot, and it's beautiful CS, I would say.
Well, we did see that old school style closing out that match. Congratulations, Taco. Go and celebrate with your very noisy teammates. We love a little bit of a party here on the stage in Katowice. We need to head back to the desk.
Thank you very much, Frankie. Suggesting his old style, that's right. The none other than MIBR's old style, in Taco's eyes, works. We'll find out if our analysts think the same, gents, because you were hesitant to say that they can do it again. Astralis, of course, raising the bar, I believe, were your words, Chen.
If by the old style you mean coldzera having to drop 35 kills for them to get across the line and winning some clutch situations that probably shouldn't have gone their way, then yeah, the old style definitely works. The fact of the matter is these are the same problems that they were having before, right? Yep. On their T side, sure, it wasn't as late as when they played against CloudX9, but they were still losing some very rudimentary situations that I would be expecting a team of this caliber to be closing out. I would want to give a lot of praise to G2 here, and especially Lucky.
Sure. I actually think Fallen had a phenomenal first half. I don't think we should overlook that, but yeah, Cold bailed them out so many times on this T side. That 2v4 with Fallen when he was holding construction with 6
HP.
With the Deagle?
Yeah. Well, oh, no, that was a different round. Yeah, that was a different round.
So a lot of the success coming from MIBR's T side came directly from Cold. This was a vintage coldzera performance.
Yeah, I actually wanted to highlight that round you're talking about on the B bomb side, the 2-on-5 it was. They managed to, have a really good B defense against 5 from G2. But then the retake situation, when I went and watched it back, Shox just chose to swing from construction when one of his teammates was ready with a flash. If he had just waited for that flash, or at least called for it, instead of going for a heads-up duel, then they could have picked together. What happened was Shox went on his own. That forced Body to come for the trade. He was out of position. He gets killed, and now 2 players have to make their way up CT spawn. So all in all, G2 a little bit unlucky.
Yeah, unlucky, but lucky performing. That's another one to take away as G2 now are on death's door. A best of 3 for survival will be their next port of call. Ours is a break. Spectacular work from coldzera. 1.7 or close enough rating. 35 frags in regulation. That is the coldzera that is in attendance here in Katowice. More from them later, but coming up after the break, we get to see Vitality take on CloudX9.
Think you can't clutch through a smoke while recording in full resolution and streaming the play to the world? Watch this. Counter-terrorists win. Think you can't get famous in a flash? Like become your own meme famous? Watch this. Think he's been there, done that? With Intel Core i7, he's just getting started. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Prepare for combat. Go forth and conquer.